All right, let's dive right in. We are looking at 6 massive tech stories that all just dropped on Sunday, July 12th, 2026. Now, at first glance, they might seem totally unrelated, but trust me, as we unpack them today, you're going to see exactly how they fit together. It's like a giant, honestly kind of wild puzzle.
Here's what we're working with. We've got Apple dragging OpenAI into federal court, a single Brazilian gamer taking down Microsoft, a historic AI discovery buried deep in Linux code, a critical global cyber warning, a massive crypto pivot, and oh yeah, T-Mobile essentially giving away the iPhone 17. These aren't just your standard daily headlines. These are the actual fault lines of our entire digital ecosystem shifting in real time.
So here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, Silicon Valley's talent war. 2, power to the users. 3, AI, Cyber Shield and Sword. 4, capital shift, crypto to AI. And 5, future-proofing your digital life.
Kicking things off with Trend 1, Silicon Valley's talent war.
So how exactly did a competitive hiring spree turn into a full-blown legal war? Well, it didn't happen overnight. Think back a few years. We saw this massive talent drain where folks from Meta and Google all flooded over to OpenAI. By 2024, the demand for AI expertise was so crazy that salaries skyrocketed by 65%. We're talking senior machine learning engineers easily commanding over $400,000. Apple realized they were falling behind, so they went on a massive hiring spree in 2025. But then, early 2026 hits and the tide completely turns. Over 400 Apple employees jumped ship and went to OpenAI. And that huge migration, that is the exact spark that triggered Apple to file this historic federal lawsuit.
Apple is drawing a serious line in the sand here. They are alleging that OpenAI didn't just casually recruit their experts, including heavy hitters like former VP of Product Design Tang Tan and Senior Electrical Engineer Cheng Lu. No, Apple claims OpenAI actively encouraged them to bypass security protocols and steal confidential trade secrets. This gets absolutely fascinating when you consider the rumors swirling right now that OpenAI is partnering with Chinese manufacturers to build dedicated AI hardware. So Apple is essentially using the courts to fiercely protect its hardware secrets before OpenAI can even get a competing device to market.
Moving on to Trend 2, power to the users.
Let's talk about ownership for a second. Think about a massive new lawsuit where a lone Brazilian gamer actually took on Microsoft. It really highlights this stark difference. When you buy a physical disk, you own it, right? You can sell it, trade it, keep it on your shelf forever. But a digital version? You are literally just buying a license to use it. If your account gets hacked, suspended, or if the service just shuts down, poof, your entire investment vanishes. And that is exactly what happened to a Reddit user going by Ordo_liberal. His account got hacked, and Microsoft's response was basically, hey, tough luck, go rebuy all your games. But instead of just taking it, he took them to court.
And get this, a Brazilian court ordered Microsoft to restore his account and pay $400 in moral damages. Now, $400 might sound like pocket change for a trillion-dollar company, but the precedent here is absolutely staggering. I mean, we are sprinting toward an all-digital gaming future. Sony is literally taking the disk drives out of its consoles. Globally, gamers have an estimated $45 billion tied up in digital libraries. This ruling proves that mega corporations can't just wash their hands when your digital assets get compromised. It is a massive, massive win for consumer rights.
And we're seeing that same consumer power force the hands of big telecom companies too. Right now, the US smartphone market is so completely saturated that carriers like T-Mobile are basically giving away the brand new iPhone 17 just to lock in your loyalty. The balance of power has completely shifted to us, the buyers. T-Mobile is willing to eat that huge upfront hardware cost for a new Apple device because they know if they lock you into a 24 or 36-month contract, that long-term reliable revenue is worth way more to them. So sure, there's no such thing as a truly free iPhone, but the leverage, it is definitely in our hands right now.
Let's pivot to Trend 3, AI, Cyber Shield and Sword.
Okay, this next one is wild. An AI just discovered a 15-year-old root access bug hidden in Linux. Now, if you don't know, root access is basically the holy grail for a hacker. It gives you total, unrestricted control over a system. For a decade and a half, thousands of brilliant human developers completely missed this vulnerability. But an AI system, it analyzed millions of lines of code, spotted the complex behavioral patterns, and found it in seconds. It really proves that AI is this astonishingly powerful defensive shield. But there's a pretty big catch.
Because that exact same AI acting as your shield, it is also a massive, massive sword. It's creating threats that are exponentially faster and way more evasive than anything we've seen before. Think about it. An attack that used to take human hackers days or even weeks to pull off can now be executed by AI in just hours.
On top of that, AI-based attacks have spiked by 200% here in 2026. They are fully personalized and incredibly hard to detect. That same brilliant tech that found the hidden Linux bug is actively being weaponized by bad actors to find and exploit thousands of other vulnerabilities before humans even realize they exist. And guys, we are already seeing the fallout. The Australian Cybersecurity Centre just issued a critical warning about massive, coordinated, automated attacks. And this isn't some theoretical future threat, it is happening right now. Automated attacker groups are scanning the web at lightning speed, specifically targeting outdated WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal plugins. Those three platforms alone power over 60% of the entire internet. They are actively hunting for sites that haven't updated their security, proving that in this new era of automated AI attacks, putting off a simple software update for even a day could literally be fatal to a business.
All right, moving to trend 4, capital shift, crypto to AI. This next story is a hugely symbolic market move. Empery Digital, a well-known Bitcoin treasury company, just totally pivoted. They were built entirely on the strategy of holding Bitcoin as this long-term hedge against inflation. But their shareholders essentially rebelled. They looked at the market, marched in, and demanded the CEO step down unless they completely changed course. So Empery sold off half their Bitcoin to fund a brand new AI data center. They are sending a very clear message. Just passively holding digital gold is nowhere near as attractive anymore as actively supplying the massive computational power that tech giants like Google and Meta are desperate for.
And that one company's pivot perfectly illustrates a much wider trend. If you look at the latest Goldman Sachs data, AI is decisively winning the capital war. Right now, crypto corporate treasuries are sitting at a very respectable $120 billion. But AI infrastructure, I'm talking the physical data centers, the cooling systems, those specialized microchips, that has absolutely dwarfed crypto, sitting at an insane $300 billion. Capital always flows to where the most rapid, aggressive growth is. And right now, the deepest pockets in the world are betting everything that AI is the definitive engine of the future global economy.
Finally, let's look at Trend 5, future-proofing your digital life.
So with all this chaos, what's your actual playbook? Well, first things first, go update your website plugins today, right now. You got to protect yourself against those automated attacks Australia warned us about. Next, lock down your accounts with two-factor authentication, so you're not the one fighting Microsoft in court just to play your own games. Whenever you can, try to buy physical media, or at the very least, back up your digital receipts and your library lists. And financially speaking, look, the massive capital shift toward AI is undeniable. But the smartest move is always keeping a well-diversified portfolio rather than just blindly chasing the latest trend.
The reality is, the tech world of 2026 has completely left the old rules behind. We are living in an ecosystem where your assets are basically rented, your software is guarded by AI, and non-stop disruption is just the baseline. The real question isn't whether the technology is going to change, it's whether your mindset can adapt fast enough to survive it. Think about that.